Aloha everybody! Do you want to know the top 3 mistakes that I see buyers make all the time when they're preparing to buy a home on Maui? Watch this video to learn more. My name is Jessica Oyanagi and I'm the owner of Home Sweet Maui Realty, brokered by EXP. And I'm here on YouTube sharing my tips and tricks with you for buying a property on Maui, and also to share my Maui life with you. So if you find value in this video, I would love it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for a client-focused realtor on the island of Maui, I would love to connect with you. You can feel free to book a one-on-one call with me at the link in my caption below. Okay, in this video, I'm gonna give you the top 3 mistakes that I see you guys when buyers are looking to buy a home on Maui, okay? Whether you've previously bought or this is your first time buying on Maui is very different from buying on the mainland, okay guys? And there are some mistakes that I see people make time and time again when they're searching for property. So my hope in sharing this video with you is that you don't repeat these same mistakes. Okay, so mistake number 1 that I see buyers make when they're looking for property on Maui is that they do not have a budget, okay? This is a very common mistake that I see. Buyers come in, they're super excited, of course, about owning a piece of paradise, but prices in Hawaii for real estate are very, very different from the mainland, okay? And not only just the prices of homes themselves, but quite a few properties here on Maui are specific to the vacation rental market, okay? So whether you're deciding to rent out a condo, let's say on the beach in Kihei, as a vacation rental, or you wanna live there yourself, there are some hidden costs that are associated with owning one of those types of properties, including much higher maintenance fees, right? For properties where vacationers are going to be coming and using the common areas much more than a complex that only allows people who live there to have it as their primary residence, okay? So you gotta consider the cost, guys, when you're looking at property in Hawaii. It's not always as straightforward and simple as buying a home on the mainland, and prices can be much higher. So my advice to you would be to speak with a lender, and not just a lender from the mainland, but a lender here on Maui. And if you need recommendations for lenders on Maui that are awesome, I know several. So please feel free to send me a message if you'd like a list of lenders that I recommend. But before you even start looking on the MLS or Cruise and Zillow, which I know everybody loves to do, I would advise you talk with a lender, okay? Because there's many different types of loan products, right, that could help you to lower the cost of purchasing a home on Maui, and also really differ depending upon whether you're buying that vacation rental, whether you're gonna have it as a secondary home, whether it's gonna be your primary residence or you're renting it out long-term. There's just so many different factors that can impact the price of the property that you purchase, okay? So let me know if you need help speaking to a lender, but figuring out your budget, I think, is step number 1 so that you don't get heartbroken, right? If you think you can afford one thing when in reality, it's not the case. I want to show you properties that are within your budget so that, you know, purchasing this property is not only a decision you make from your heart, but it's also a financially sound decision for you as well. Okay, mistake number 2 that I see buyers looking for homes on Maui make is that they don't really understand the type of property that they would like to purchase, okay? And what I mean by this is we have different types of properties here on Maui that you may or may not see in your local neighborhood on the mainland or even on other islands, for that matter. So first of all, on the island of Maui, we have fee simple properties and we have leasehold properties. And if you don't know the difference, I do have another video where I go into great detail about just this topic. I will link that in the caption below. But for now, as a buyer, and one of the mistakes that you want to avoid, just know that in descriptions of the properties, in their listing descriptions, it's going to say whether the property is fee simple or leasehold, okay? And a lot of times buyers get really excited. They see a condo, it's right on the water, it's only $450,000. Oh my gosh, let's pull the trigger. And then we talk about the differences between fee simple and leasehold, and it turns out usually those cheaper properties are a leasehold. And the reason is this: when you purchase a leasehold, you're only purchasing the structure that sits on the land, okay? Someone else, the landlord basically owns the land, and you're only going to own the property on the land, and you're going to have to pay the landowner a lease payment every single month, and you don't get to own the land and the structure that sits on it, okay? Versus a fee simple, you're purchasing the structure, the home or the condo, right? And the land that it sits on. So that is going to be a much better financially sound purchase for you. That's not to say there aren't reasons to purchase a leasehold. There are some people that works out really well for, but I just want you to know the difference so that when you're looking around for homes on Maui, you don't make the mistake of getting really excited about a property that doesn't match the type of property that you want to purchase. And I can easily set you up for notifications in our local Maui MLS, where you can only be notified, let's say, when fee simples hit the market, so that you're not even looking at those leasehold properties that you don't want to purchase, okay? And in addition to fee simple versus leasehold, we also have a large amount of short-term vacation properties available here on Maui, right? People who want to purchase a property that they're probably going to rent out to vacationers, and maybe use themselves as well, but they won't be spending most of their time in the property. They won't be renting it out to a long-term renter who lives here on Maui. And there's things like those fees I mentioned at the first part of this video. There's also rules that come along with those short-term properties, okay? Some complexes don't allow short-term rentals, okay? So when you're looking around, you want to keep in mind, how am I going to utilize this property? Is it going to be my residence? Is it going to be a vacation home? There's rules and tax laws that apply to whether you're a primary resident or it's just a vacation home or it's a short-term rental. So it's really important that you pay attention to the type of property that you are looking at, because everything from lending to taxes to the laws and rules, right, that govern that type of property can be vastly different depending upon how you're going to use it. Okay, and mistake number 3 that I am seeing a lot of buyers make in the spring of 2023 is sticking it out, holding out that hope that interest rates are going to come down, okay? And that's not to say that they won't come down eventually, because they probably will. But there's so many people, so many buyers I know that are just putting their life on hold and their dreams on hold, waiting for interest rates to change, okay? And no one has a crystal ball. No one knows what's gonna happen. And I wanna encourage you to move forward with your dreams regardless of interest rates, because interest rates always change, okay? When my husband and I bought a home back in 2008 in Seattle, interest rates were actually higher than what they are now. Same with my parents, right? Back in the early 1980s, same thing. Interest rates were like double what they are now, okay? So the point is, if you want to buy a home, you can afford to buy a home, most likely that investment is going to improve over time, okay? And guess what? Rent is only getting more and more expensive. And I say that with experience because I am a renter here on the island of Maui. We used to own property on the mainland. And when we first got here, we thought, oh, we'll wait, we'll see what neighborhood we like. And guess what's happened? Rents have gone up, 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 up. They have not gone down, okay? If we would have bought back when we first moved here in 2017, at least our mortgage would have stayed stable despite what rents are doing, right? There are many benefits, tax benefits, right? Keeping that stable payment with the mortgage. They're gonna come along, that increase in value in your home over time. They're gonna come along with home ownership that don't come along with waiting and watching or renting, okay? They're gonna be benefits that are more immediate to you despite what's going on with interest rates, okay? The predictions for 2023 that I've been hearing, seeing, and reading are that things are gonna pretty much stay the same for a while, guys. And they've been that way for about a year now. So I don't think holding out and waiting for that 1 or 2% drop is really worth it when it means that you could potentially miss out, right, on a property that you really love and are going to enjoy for a very, very long time to come. The benefits definitely outweigh, right, just the waiting and watching mentality. I think this is a big mistake. That is just my opinion. It's not fact, but in the long term of things, interest rates go up and down. You can always refinance. So if you can afford to buy now is the time to buy. And like I said, you can always refinance later on if interest rates go down. And guess what? Interest rates could always go up too. It could always get worse. And this is actually a really great time to buy because there's less competition than there was a year ago when interest rates were lower, okay? So you could probably swoop in and get that place you really love instead of competing with a bunch of buyers and having like a feeding frenzy is what I call it. You don't want to deal with a feeding frenzy. It's very stressful, right? And usually the odds of you winning out with other people who might have cash or more funds is not as good. So at a time when things are sitting a little bit longer, sellers are giving credits now, right? We're seeing a shift in the market. So my advice would be, if you can afford to buy and you love a property and you find the right thing, that now is always the best time to buy, and interest rates are always going to fluctuate. Do you want to learn more about buying a home on Maui? Download my free buyer's guide. It's at the link in the caption below, and it should be super helpful for you if you're looking to purchase a home on the island of Maui. Thanks so much for watching. That's it for this week's video. If you found value in this video, if you could hit like and subscribe to my channel, I greatly appreciate it. And again, if you're looking for a client-based realtor, that's me. Reach out. You can call, text, or email at any of the links in the caption below. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Aloha.